Have you ever wondered why some players seem to have endless GP while also maxing their skills? Here's what nobody tells you about Old School RuneScape. A lot of players train skills completely backwards. They pick the fastest method, burn through their entire cash stack, then wonder why they can't afford gear upgrades. Meanwhile, there's this other group of players who are getting 99s and making hundreds of millions in the process. You might have heard people say buyable skills are always expensive, or you have to choose between XP and profit. But that's only half true, because buried in almost every skill are methods that fill your coffers while leveling, even if sometimes very slow. This video will be your last chance to enter the bond giveaway. To enter, make sure you're subscribed, like this video and comment anything you want down below. You guys have been so amazing and I'm so grateful for all the recent support. It truly means the world to me. Fishing has always been profitable but modest, until recently, because sailing didn't just add a new skill, it added new fishing methods that completely changed the game. Early fishing levels are rough. From 1 to 65 takes maybe 20 hours and you're not making notable profit. Karam ones from 65 to 91 are incredibly AFK and make some money, over 50 million over 155 hours. But that's not why we're here. At 91, everything changes with deep sea trawling. You unlock marlins, and these things are absurdly valuable right now. If you trawl marlins from 91 to 99, you're looking at roughly 350 hours total for the entire fishing journey. The profit sits at around 750 million GP. Now let's talk about smithing, because something weird happened with sailing's release that made smithing way more profitable than it's been in years. The blast furnace has always been the go-to for profitable smithing, but traditionally the profit was modest. But not anymore. You can make mithril bars. This used to be okay money, but it's definitely a lot better now. About a million GP per hour with over 100k smithing XP. I would say that's really good. Getting to 70 takes maybe 4-5 hours and earns you 4 to 5 million. At 70, you have two options. Adamant bars are the conventional choice, about 1.3 million GP with 100k XP per hour. Solid and consistent. But here's where sailing changed everything. Copper, nickel bars. These are new with sailing, and they sell for a good price. They are slightly slower XP because you don't need a coal bag, which might actually be good to get if you don't have one yet. Getting to 85 with copper nickel bars takes around 25 hours and nets you 50 to 60 million GP. That's absolutely wild for early smithing levels. At 85 you unlock runite bars, 3 million GP per hour, just for smithing runite bars at the blast furnace, and still over 100k smithing XP per hour, so it's not even slow training. Going from 85 to 99 with runite bars takes around 93 hours, but it nets you 280 million GP. Let's talk about thieving, because this skill has two endgame methods that are absolutely cracked for money making, and they've been this good for years, yet somehow some players still sleep on them. Early thieving is whatever, I guess. RD Knights at 55 give you about 200k GP with 150k XP per hour. It takes roughly 20 hours to reach 85. Not exciting, but serviceable. But at 85, you unlock pickpocketing elves in Prifdinus. You need a big quest, Song of the Elves completed. These seeds are worth over 2 million each. You can exchange them for 150 crystal shards, or use them to make eternal teleport seeds. Either way, they hold value well. Max efficiency pickpocketing gets you over 3 million GP per hour. The XP is competitive too, up to 180k thieving XP per hour, so you're not sacrificing training speed for profit. Firewatch Sentinels require Sins of the Father completed. They have a 1 in 5,000 chance at the Blood Shard, worth 6 to 7 million GP each. Elves are generally more consistent and slightly higher profit, but Firewatch Sentinels are also solid if you want variety. Either way, getting to 99 thieving this way takes around 80 hours, and nets you roughly 135 million GP. That's exceptional for a skill most people think is just clicking the same spot forever. Runecrafting has been historically the most profitable skill in OSRS. In 2026, it's still one of the top moneymakers, but there are new methods that change the landscape entirely. Most runecrafting methods make money, but I'm gonna highlight 3 that offer the best balance of XP and profit. Early on, combination runes like mist runes or steam runes are incredibly powerful thanks to the Ring of the Elements. You need the Lunar Spellbook for magic imbue and NPC contact. It's high intensity, but once you unlock your pouches, you can get up to 75k runecrafting XP per hour, and over 1 million GP per hour starting at a relatively low level. Getting to 82 takes around 43 hours, and nets you over 40 million GP. Not bad for levels most people consider the early grind. At 82 there's a fascinating method, double astral runes with teleport to house spell, while earning roughly 1.7 million GP per hour. From 82 to 91 takes maybe 48 hours and earns 82 million GP. At 91 you unlock double nature runes, and thanks to the achievement diary update, you can teleport much closer to the nature altar. But there's a catch. You need to complete every single achievement diary to get the achievement diary cape. This will give you the teleport. With that setup, you're getting about 75k runecrafting XP and over 2 million GP per hour. From 91 to 99 takes roughly 96 hours, but it nets you over 200 million GP. If you add it all together, 1 to 99 runecrafting through profitable methods takes 187 hours and earns 337 million GP. That's actually pretty fast for a route that makes you wealthy. But here's where it gets even better. There are newer runes that change the calculation. Sunfire runes require 33 runecrafting but doubles at 49 and triples at 98. You need fire runes, pure essence and sunfire splinters. Take them to the shrine of Ralos in Varlamore. With the raiments of the eye outfit, you make bonus runes without using extra sunfire splinters. At 98 runecrafting with the full outfit, this method can exceed 2 million GP per hour. Runecrafting has multiple paths to wealth. Pick whichever method suits your level and bank value, and you'll make serious money on the way to 99. Mining used to be profitable but modest, but then Jagex added content that completely changed the game. At 70 mining you unlock Volcano. But more importantly, there was a recent change that made it way more viable as a training method. You need Song of the Elves completed for Prifddinas access. The change was no more forced 3 down phases. You can now kill Volcano in a mass world in seconds. And here's what's interesting. You can choose between XP or profit when you enter. Most people think you'd just pick profit, but there's a secret. Set it to experience. You don't get resource drops, but you still get chances at the unique crystal toolseed, and you still get crystal shards, which make up most of the profit anyway. Plus you get about 70k mining XP per hour in a mass world. The profit is around 1.5 million GP per hour, but this also depends on your herbalore level. The profit calculation is interesting because crystal shards are untradeable. You realize their value by making divine potions or enhanced crystal keys. Super combat potions need high herbalore level but give the best returns. The total journey from 1 to 99 mining is 188 hours. With 270 million profit. But then there's also something even better that's brand new. Infernal Shell mining after the Yama update is currently one of the best mining moneymakers in the game. 3-tick Infernal Shell at the new mine can make upwards of 4 million GP per hour. The XP is only around 60k per hour, but the profit rate is absolutely insane for a gathering skill. Magic deserves its own section because unlike other combat skills, it has utility moneymakers that are actually incredible. Starting at 49, enhancing ruby jewelry and above becomes pretty profitable. And it's a solid training method. You can get at least 500,000 GP while getting about 90k magic XP per hour. But at 86 we get Plank Make. In 2025 this spell got completely revamped, thanks to 3 new planks added with sailing and sawmill vouchers. Right now Plank Make is incredibly profitable. Ironwood logs turn out to be the highest profit. The voucher gives you 2 planks instead of 1, so that's free profit per voucher. It's normally only worth doing if the plank is worth more than the voucher. Manually casting Plank Make on Ironwood logs gets you around 2 million GP per hour, while getting 160k magic XP. That's incredible for a training method. The profitability will probably decrease as sailing stabilizes, and it probably already has, but there are so many plank options now that Plank Make is still great. Going from 86 to 99 with Plankmate takes about 59 hours and nets you around 150 million GP. The total journey from 1 to 99 magic through profitable methods takes around 97 hours and earns 170 million GP. Not the highest on this list, but you're training magic while making money. And this is something that used to be impossible. Agility isn't normally profitable, but thanks to the hallowed sepulcher, it makes this list because even with the Ring of Endurance crash, you're still getting over a million GP per hour. It's not really worth doing until 62 agility though. Early levels maybe do wilderness agility if you can stomach it. I personally think this is pretty fun because there's risk involved. I guess I enjoy the thrill. Getting to 62 shouldn't take more than 15 to 20 hours. You need Sins of the Father completed for Darkmire access. The sepulcher is genuinely engaging. It's the only interactive agility course in the game. Earlier floors aren't very lucrative though. Floor 2 at level 62 gets you about 300k GP per hour and 40 to 50k agility XP. Floor 3 at 72 bumps it to just over 500,000 GP per hour and about 60k XP per hour. Floor 4 gets you roughly 800k and 72k agility XP. At 92 you can loot the Grand Coffin, which gives the chance for the Ring of Endurance. But most of the profit still comes from alching loot and raiding chests along the way. With reasonable efficiency at 92 plus, you're getting over 1 million profit per hour and upwards of 100k agility XP. But this all depends on how good you are. Going from 1 to 99 via the hallowed sepulcher takes around 183 hours. And nets roughly 163 million GP. It's the fastest agility XP and the most profitable, but it's definitely demanding. You need to learn the obstacles, practice the timing, and get good at movement. The side benefit is it makes you genuinely better at OSRS movement. Those skills transfer to other content. So you're not just making money and getting XP, you're improving as a player. These methods aren't all easy. Some require significant quest completion, some need expensive gear, some demand high stats in multiple skills. Some are click intensive and some are in dangerous areas. But the point is, these methods require commitment. You're trading your time and attention for GP. Sometimes lots of time, sometimes lots of attention, and sometimes both. But here's why it matters. You're getting the GP and the levels simultaneously. You're not choosing between progression and wealth. You're getting both. That's the real value proposition here. But the best skill to train depends on your account, your goals, and what you can actually stomach doing for dozens or hundreds of hours. Don't force yourself to do deep sea trawling for 200 hours if you hate every second. The GP isn't worth burning out. Find methods that match your playstyle while being profitable, and make sure to do what you find fun and rewarding. There's no wrong answer as long as you're making progress, building wealth, and enjoying yourself simultaneously. Thank you for watching. Make sure you enter yourself into the Bond giveaway. Click the video on screen to see the best mid-game goals in OSRS. Until the next one, peace.